All right, well, this is a big moment. We're gonna drive the Miata up onto these ramps to put it on the lift, and it's gonna be the last time it drives with the old 5.3 inner. We are pulling the 5.3 out. Give you guys one last look at her. Pulling the 5.3 out to make room for our 6.2 liter big cam. This thing should make 450, 500 wheel. We will be choked out by our exhaust manifolds, but it's going to be a massive improvement. 5.3 to 6.2, 450 wheel from 340, 350 wheel. It should be rowdy. I'm really, really excited to get this done. It's just kind of one of those things. We're under crunch time, very much so. So I've got a project coming up in a couple days that I'm helping a friend with. Really cool project. That'll probably take like a few days, maybe a week. So I gotta knock that out. And then there's only another week to clutch kickers. And then on top of that, I was gonna wait until after clutch kickers to this, which is the big drift comp I've been doing. And the main reason I'm swapping this motor is to be more competitive at the drift comp. Anyway, I was gonna be like, run this one with the 5.3, just fix it for the next one. But the weekend after clutch kickers is Cletus's like drift comp burnout rivals thing. And you know, if I'm gonna have the motor in it, might as well have the motor in it for that. And it's just one of those things. I've been working on the Fummins build to come and swap for it, and it's kind of just ran me down to the wire on doing this swap. So we do have a bunch of stuff we're gonna do to the car very soon. I was gonna kind of do it all at once, but we're gonna have to save some of it for later and just focus on getting the motor swapped and getting things changed over. You know, our clutch is on the way out. We've got an issue with our fuel system we need to address, and just like some other stuff like that. So the new motor, all new stuff. Got a new shifter to go on because mine's kind of beat up and worn out. So there's just a bunch of stuff that we need to handle, and basically it's all, we're gonna be handling it by doing the motor swap. So might as well just knock out the motor swap now before the event. So we need to drop all this crap out. That's not crap. It's still nice. I still love this motor. This motor has been a trooper. The first one blew up first event. Put a dry sump on this one. Simple 3-stage guy, and it has been just utterly reliable. So no complaints. This old girl has been a trooper. But her time has come. We will use her in the RX-7 or something else. So gotta get it on the lift and start pulling it apart. Let's get to it. All right, well, here she is. Oh man, wow. I did not know that was even there. I didn't even know I had a tire come apart that bad yesterday. We went drifting yesterday, so luckily I got to rip the old girl one more time and rip her with Ben's LS Miata before I took the 5.3 out. I wanted to drive with him at least once before taking the 5.3 out of my car and making it, you know, a 6.2 powerhouse, blah, blah, blah. So it was a lot of fun. I can't wait to drive with him more. But yeah, anyway, basically what we gotta do is just all the normal stuff. I mean, this should go pretty quick. Like, I've taken every part off this car at one point or another. This really shouldn't take me that long. Like, I would think we could get this motor out in a couple hours max. So first order of business, get our skid plate off, start draining in the fluids. I'm gonna try to leave the dry sump pump in here. Just undo the hoses to the engine and kind of hang it up. That way, I don't have to undo the lines up there because they're really hard to get to. Okay, enough talking, let's get to it. Okay, we're probably about to get showered. Oh, that rolls way better than I thought it would. Water and some water, like 98% water. All right, just letting things finish up draining. Calipers are off, sway bar is disconnected. We'll just drop that down. We're gonna be dropping the whole subframe, engine and trans and everything out the bottom. That's the way to do it on this car. My dry sump line is disconnected. I need to pull that line out. I need to disconnect the dry sump pump, hang it over here. So we'll see how that works out. Wiring up top, fuel lines, and she should drop out. So we're very close. An hour of work and we're getting close to being ready to drop the motor out. So it goes quick when you know what to do. All right, sweet, that works out. We're able to keep the dry sump in here. We don't have to undo our lines. So like I said, just gonna leave that zip tied up out of the way. When we put the new motor in, swing it back in place, boom, hook it up. So that makes life easier. If you remember, this car, I had problems with it. Self-steering, we finally figured it out. It was the bushing on the firewall. Got it working. That event, that I finally got the steering to work right, serpentine belt slung off, caught the dry sump, snatched the dry sump, and cracked the block. And I had to weld the piece back on, rethread the hole, weld this plate on. So it'll be nice because the new block has a fresh, non-broken hole there. All right, well, I think this thing's about ready to come out. I've got to do like subframe bolts, trans mount bolts. I need to go inside and take the shift boot off so it can drop out. But otherwise, I think we're ready. Sure, I'm forgetting something. Ground wires. Need to do that. See, always forget something. I'm sure I'll still have forgotten something, but we've at least got everything that we know of. All you can do is try. It's just one of those things, like pulling a motor, first start, like any of those things. Like for me, I always forget something. Clutch line. I almost forgot the clutch line. I need to turkey baster out the reservoir so we don't spill all that much fluid and then pull the clutch line off too. Okay, so I got a few more things to do. I'll let you guys know when we're pulling this bad girl out. But man, look at how dirty this thing is. This is a year and a half of pure abuse. Pure abuse. We got water and oil in the knock sensor hole. A bunch of grease and grime. This was all clean before this motor went in the car. So this is tire. This is for sure tire. That's crazy to get tire up there. But yeah, she has put in her time. She has been quite the trooper. So, you know, the thing's paid its dues. Well, as far as I can tell, got everything unhooked. Steering shaft, all the stuff. Got some oil dripping for good measure, you know. It's always important when you're pulling an engine to have some sort of constant leak so you're walking in oil and cleaning it up. That is a crucial element to really feel the moment of pulling pulling an engine out. All right, yeah, oh, I still forgot the ground. I just saw it when I was talking to you. It's right there. So I gotta do that. And then we're gonna drop this thing out, hopefully. We got a device, that table thing over there, like lifts up and down. We're gonna try that. Basically set it on that, we'll see how it goes. forgot a zip tie that held the, that was fast. Oh, wideband sensor on. It held it to the trans. Bada boom. Motor's out half day. It's like 2 o'clock. 2:50, basically 3 o'clock. Not too bad. Now I gotta decide whether I want to jump to the interior, pulling the dash out, pulling the terminator out, because we gotta swap to a different terminator, put a different wiring harness. I need to clean everything. I'm gonna do that first. I'm gonna clean all this stuff, get this motor out of the subframe. Yeah, I'm getting ahead of myself. So as I said before, doing this on a very, very crunched timeline. We've got Cletus's vet that we need to get done as well, which should be an easy project, but basically I need to knock this out quick so we can hammer out that and have some leeway time-wise before clutch kickers in case we run into any complications. This is why it's tough. I thought this through multiple times. I'm like, I have everything I need. What else could I need? Well, we are gonna be upgrading to a Dash 8 feed line. We're kind of redoing some of our fuel system, adding the surge tank. I need to order heat sleeving. So, you know, I really need it like tomorrow. So I'm gonna have to order it overnight to get it here in time. It's the little stuff like that that make builds take a long time and make stuff like this, trying to swap a motor in a few days, incredibly challenging, because it is, at least for me, I can't think through every single last thing. You know, as I'm here, I'm like, you know what, I should do the feed line while the engine's out of the car, because it's gonna be way easier to route it and install it. Yeah, to do the feed line, I need heat sleeving. To have heat sleeving, I don't have heat sleeving. So it's just one of those things, you know, halfway into doing something, you realize you needed this, or maybe you don't need it, you don't have to have it, but it's gonna make things a lot better and be a lot harder to do later on. That's just one of those things. Lesson of why building cars takes a while. So yeah, let's get back to work. Mid torque is a ripper. I know for sure this bolt was torqued to 240 foot-pounds because I'm the one who torqued it. Well, pulling off the damper turned into quite a struggle because you need ATI's specific torque spit. Like, why don't they include that? I mean, maybe they did, maybe I lost it, I don't know, man. But that was rough. I had to kind of sketchily pull it with a normal kind of puller. Had to get it off one way or another. So, gotta get the trans off, engine out of the thing, pan off. That's what we need. Well, we stripped all the important bits off the engine, everything that we need. I do need to take the clutch off just so I can set it down more easily. I mean, not that bad so far. Engine out, everything stripped down. So I'm gonna push all this stuff outside now, into the pressure washing bay. Give it a good, I gotta wipe the pan out, but just pressure wash all the dirt off this stuff. Toss this engine somewhere. Start tossing our parts and stuff on the new engine. Oh, almost lost it. We're gonna see how the clutch was. No. So much water stays in the block. Alrighty, well, she is stripped down to a bare block. Well, not a bare block, a bare long block, ready to rip into something else. So, like I said, the original plan was to put it in the FC, but I don't know, man. I don't know what I'm gonna do. For now, we'll put it on the engine stand, toss it to the side once we get this thing ready. So now that it's stripped down and we've got all the parts we need off it, it is time to go to town, cleaning all this stuff. Oh, I've just been pressure washing everything. Gosh, it was all so gross and dirty, but it's all relatively clean. I didn't go too crazy, but got the rest of the parts drying now. Last order of business for pressure washing time is the engine bay. Going back in is not going to be so easy with that whip. We got one dolly most of the way up. The other one didn't follow. Alrighty, everything is cleaned, ready to go. This is the goes in after the engine's in the car parts area. I hate this, it bothers me, but out of sight, out of mind. We've got a new shifter to go on the trans, we've got a new slave cylinder coming for that, and then we've got our stuff that needs to go on the engine, the crank pulley, the headers, the motor mounts, the oil pan. Drove one out up here. I did find, I don't know if I'll be able to show you guys. Oh yeah. So the way I had this line routed, it was rubbing against the oil pan and rubbed all the way down to the nylon. So we were gonna have to build a new line here. Luckily I have just enough fittings and line to do so. So we'll have to knock that out. And the car engine bay is cleaned, ready to accept its new heart, etc. So that's good. I would say that is a good amount of progress for one day. I mean, you know, we definitely got a good bit done. I'm aiming to have this done in 3 days and then a 4th day for miscellaneous stuff, but you know, we'll see how that goes, because we are also going to be upgrading our fuel system by adding a surge tank. Basically the way the stock Miata tank is, the fuel sloshes away really easily. So if I get if I'm 5 gallons below full, it fuel cuts. So it's really annoying. I got to keep it full. With this, I should be able to run it all the way to E and not have to worry about fuel starvation. So that is going to be a really nice upgrade. So yeah, moral of the story is definitely have a lot to do, not a lot of time to do it. We need to hammer it out. So that is going to be it for today's video. I'm going to go get some rest and we're going to hit this in the morning. We're going to be swapping the Holly Terminator, getting the engine together, getting it in the subframe. As much as we can do is what we're going to do tomorrow. So I'll see you guys for that. But for now, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Goodbye.